Hey everyone, welcome to Reality TV News Update, the place where we bring you the latest updates, fun moments, and behind-the-scenes stories you won't want to miss. So excited to be back on this stage. The lights rise, and the familiar hum of the crowd flows through the air like electricity through my bones. You never really leave this place. Even when the doors close and the cameras power down, there is something about the Big Brother stage that stays with you. It is present in your heartbeat, memory, and dreams that you barely admit to yourself. That dream comes back to life tonight, and in a good way. The feeling is overwhelming. Before a single word is said, the audience already roars. In the glow, faces blend together, but the love is loud and clear. I step forward, and the floor seems to vibrate beneath my feet. This is the same stage where trust was broken and rebuilt, alliances were formed, and tears were shed. It feels like every step forward is a step back in time, yet it also feels like stepping into something brand new. I remember the first time I stood here, trembling with nerves, wondering how the world would see me once the doors opened. I remember the fear of the unknown and the thrill of being chosen. Back then, I had no idea how much this show would change me. I had no idea how many people would end up knowing my name and my story. The thrill is even stronger tonight, but the fear is gone. The crowd begins to chant Big Brother, and the sound wraps around me like a wave. I lift my hands and feel the love rise higher. Somewhere out there are fans who watched every late-night conversation and every whispered strategy and every brave or foolish decision. There are people out there who, long after the season ended, shared my laughter, cried with me, and argued about me. I silently express my thanks to them. There is more to this stage than just lights, cameras, and wood. It is a symbol of courage and madness and hope. It is where strangers become rivals and sometimes family. It is there that secrets come to light and the truth emerges, no matter how tightly it is kept hidden. Standing here again feels like standing at the center of all those stories at once. I take a deep breath and let the moment sink in. My face feels warm from the spotlight. For a heartbeat, everything is quiet inside my mind. Then the memories rush in like a flood. I see the long nights when people whispered in corners. I hear the echo of competitions and countdowns. I feel the tension of nomination mornings and the fear of eviction nights. All of it returns in vivid color. The house felt like a prison at times, and like the only place in the world that mattered at other times. There were days when the pressure felt impossible, and nights when laughter filled the walls until morning. Big Brother gives you nowhere to hide from the game or from yourself. That is its greatest challenge and its greatest gift. Being back here now, I realize how much growth happened without me even noticing at the time. The person who walked out of that house was not the same person who walked in. Strength replaced doubt. Fear was replaced by confidence, and a strange kind of gratitude replaced regret. I learned that winning is not always measured in votes or titles. Sometimes winning is simply surviving and emerging with your heart still open. I am greeted by the host who comes forward and smiles warmly. The crowd grows even louder. Each of the questions brings a new memory strand into the present. What was the most difficult moment? What was the most joyful? Who caught you off guard the most? Since this stage still requires truth long after the game has ended, I answer honestly. The hardest moment was realizing that strategy can still hurt even when you understand the rules. Betrayal cuts differently when the cameras catch it from every angle. The most joyful moment was discovering that connection can bloom even in the strangest conditions. Under fluorescent lighting, friendship can be just as potent as under the sun. As the conversation flows, I look out into the audience again. I see signs and hearts held high. I see eyes shining with nostalgia and excitement. It's not just a show that people are watching. They are reminiscing about their first encounter with this world. They are reminiscing about the people they were watching with and how they felt throughout each turn. The energy in the room is like nothing else. It is louder than the noise of the house and warmer than the quiet moments of reflection. It is the energy of shared experience, of millions of people linked by one story that unfolded night after night. That story may end on screen, but it continues in hearts for years. I think about how many players have stood on this exact spot with shaking hands and racing hearts. There were a few winners. Some walked away as legends. Some walked away scarred.
Some walked away healed. Each one left a piece of themselves on this stage, whether they meant to or not. Tonight, I feel all those pieces around me. The host asks what it feels like to be here again. The truth is too big for a straightforward response, so I pause. At the same time, it feels like returning home and entering the unknown. It feels like pride mixed with humility. It feels like gratitude mixed with longing. Mostly, it feels like love. Admiration for the game that altered my life. Love for the people who helped me through that difficult time. Love for the fans who never let the story fade away. Love for the version of myself who dared to step through that door in the first place. The applause swells again, and I feel my throat tighten. On this stage, emotion is strange. Just like in the house, it sneaks up on you. You're having a good time and laughing at the same time, but then unexpected tears start to well up in your eyes. I let them come because holding back has never been the spirit of this place. I take one last look around as the segment draws to a close. The lights seem brighter now. The applause seems to be getting louder. The stage feels smaller, yet more powerful than ever. Being back here reminds me that some chapters never truly close. They simply wait for the right moment to be reopened. Before I step away, I turn to the crowd and lift my hands once more. I feel the response surge through the room. This is not just about me. This applies to anyone who has ever stayed up late watching and begged for one more episode. This is about everyone who has ever argued over a move or a vote or a betrayal. This is about everyone who has ever fallen in love with this strange, beautiful game. Big Brother isn't just a game show. It is a shared heartbeat. It is a mirror that reflects courage and fear and ambition and vulnerability. It serves as a reminder that people are complicated and that every choice has consequences. It reminds us that even under constant watch, we still chase connection and meaning. As I walk off the stage, the roar follows me like thunder. Each step feels lighter than the last. I know this moment will carry me for a long time. It will reverberate in peaceful rooms late at night and in future dreams. Being back on this stage has filled my heart in a way nothing else quite can. To everyone watching, I send this message with all the emotion I carry. Drop a red heart if you love watching Big Brother. Drop it for the players who dared. Drop it for the fans who stayed loyal. Drop it for the memories that still make you smile or shout at the screen. Drop it for the future seasons that will bring new stories and new legends. The stage fades into the background as I step beyond the lights, but the feeling never fades. Once Big Brother becomes part of your story, it never truly leaves. And tonight, it wrote one more unforgettable chapter
to be back on the stage. My body experiences the familiar rush as soon as my feet touch the ground. The lights shine down and the crowd begins to roar, and suddenly, time folds in on itself. It feels like yesterday and a lifetime ago all at once. I had no idea this stage could hold so many memories in one place. They all immediately return tonight. My heart beats faster as the cheers get louder. I look at the faces, signs, and glowing screens as I raise my head. Everyone in this place is a part of the Big Brother story. Some have been watching since the first season, while others have only recently discovered the magic. All of them are part of this moment now just as much as I am. I'm reminded of the first night I went through those doors without knowing what was waiting on the other side as I stand here again. I remember how my chest tightened with fear and how excited I was even more. I had no idea how deeply this experience would shape me. I had no idea how many people would cheer for me one day. Tonight, their voices feel like a wave lifting me higher than I ever imagined. More than just a stage, this stage is more. It is the point at which fantasy and reality meet. It is there that heart is shown and trust is tested. It is where people enter as strangers and leave as something else entirely. Every time someone comes to this place, they bring something new with them and leave behind a piece of themselves. As I look around, I feel the echoes of every competition and every late-night talk and every quiet moment of doubt. I hear the countdowns that once made my hands shake. I remember the angst of eviction nights when everything seemed to stop in a split second. It all still exists here. Being back now feels different. Gratitude has replaced the fear. The pressure has transformed into pride. I am now honoring the journey that brought me here rather than survival. I finally understand that every hard moment was shaping something stronger inside me. The host steps forward and greets me with that familiar warmth. As the crowd erupts once more, my heart rate increases.
Questions begin to flow, and each one pulls another thread of memory into the present. I speak from the heart because this stage deserves honesty. The hardest part was learning that strategy can hurt even when it is necessary. The most beautiful part was discovering that connection can grow even under constant watch. I learned that weakness is not the same as vulnerability. It is the most courageous act of all. I glance back at the audience and see red hearts lifted high. The sight makes my eyes burn with feeling. Those hearts symbolize love, support, and loyalty. They mean that the story lived beyond the walls of the house. They mean that every laugh and every tear mattered to someone out there. Big Brother is much more than a game. It is a common experience that spans rooms, cities, and nations. Through joy, tension, and endless debate, it brings people together. Friendships and rivalries are sparked, both on screen and in people's living rooms all over the world. When you live in that house, you don't realize how big the world is. The walls feel endless and the routine feels permanent. Coming back to this stage reminds me that the world was always watching and hoping and feeling right along with us. I recall the individuals who used to stand beside me inside the house. Some friends stayed friends for life. Some became powerful rivals. Some became lessons I carry quietly into the future. Every one of them played a role in shaping who I am now. The audience grows quiet for a moment as I pause to let the emotions settle. Silence on this stage is powerful. It feels heavy and golden all at once. I breathe it in and hold it close, knowing this moment will return to me in quieter nights. Then the noise returns like thunder. The love feels endless. I know that this is what keeps Big Brother going. The game comes to an end, but the connection never does. It lives on in rewatches and debates and late-night memories. It lives on in moments like this. Before stepping away, I speak directly to everyone watching. Drop a red heart if you love watching Big Brother. Drop it for every player who dared to step inside. Drop it for every fan who stayed loyal through every twist. For the memories that are still in your chest, put it down. Drop it for the alliances that shocked you. Drop it for the betrayals that made you gasp. Drop it for the friendships that made you believe in connection even under pressure. Drop it for the laughter that broke through the tension and the tears that proved the emotions were real. The stage now feels warmer, as if it is aware that this general farewell is not the end. Big Brother does not end in one moment. It only pauses until the next door opens and another brave soul steps inside. The story continues with new faces and new dreams, but the heart remains the same. As I walk away, the cheers follow me like a current of light. I carry them with me beyond the spotlight and into whatever comes next. Being back on this stage has reminded me who I was and who I have become. It has stitched past and present together in one shining second. Tonight I leave with gratitude filling every part of me. Gratitude for the game. Gratitude for the people. Gratitude for the fans who never stopped caring. This stage gave me a chapter I will carry forever. And tonight it gave me one more memory to hold close. So excited to be back on this stage. And even more excited knowing that Big Brother will always be a part of us all.